because you could say 03 to 05, you get the entrance of Kanye, Jeezy, and the peak of 50. You know what I'm saying?
Kanye.
You know what I'm saying? Like people forget, like College Dropout comes right at I think even Late Registration comes the year after. I don't know how quick it is, either 06 or 05. But like some people still say that's the best Kanye, right? And you get and then you get Jeezy's, he come out with an instant classic, and you also coming off of
the mixtape.
The mixtape run with 50, but he didn't drop Get Rich or Die Trying yet. And then when that hit, even that, because the Massacre came out a year or two after that? Was that 05?
Yeah, because you had Banks' album. You had the G-Unit album that came after his album. Then you had Buck and Banks albums that came out.
I'll go on the record saying this. I think 03 to 05, best run of hip hop damn near ever.
For who?
For the genre, nigga.
No.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Period.
Go ahead. Do what you got to do, Ken. This ain't a conversation.
What you got, Ken? Which one for you, Ken?
You about to leave
90s.
anyway.
It's one of those 90s though, like 95, 94,
niggas,
somewhere.
Niggas gonna say 93 to 96, maybe.
Yeah,
or 89 or 89 to 92. It's somewhere along the line where Illmatic dropped.
I ain't going back that far. I ain't doing that one. I ain't doing that.
I'm saying some niggas because I think they'll kind of like Public Enemy and all that shit. But to me, 03 to 05, that's gotta be the best. Because you get three legends in 2 years. You ain't what era of hip hop. You could argue the 90s, but what era? And I won't even just say legends, like megastars.
I was gonna say you sleeping on 93 to 97. That 4-year run right there.
That's like 4 years. I'm just talking about like a 2-year run. Like
years.
So 93 to 95. Is that comparable? I don't think so. Maybe because I think a Wu-Tang album came out.
You got Pac, Wu-Tang, Nas, Jay. Fucking
Jay was 96. So he ain't even counting that. I'm talking about like a body of work that defined their career was dropped in that framework. I'll give you Illmatic because I think that was 93.
Reasonable Doubt didn't come out in 95.
I came out 96. I think. Let me double check. Some Jay-Z fans screaming right now.
Facts.
All right.
Hey, Spike, your answer was
Kendrick. I think so too.
Kendrick's answer. You said Kendrick, 50 or Jeezy. Jeezy's actually third on that list. I hate to say it. I got Kendrick too.
Jeezy. What Jeezy did in the 3-month run kind of rivals the other two.
But y'all overhyped the South.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Now y'all hating. I'm not
dissing Jeezy at all. I'm talking about literally just y'all. You two niggas overhyped the South heavy. That's what I'm trying to say.
Listen, I offset the niggas that overhype New York. I do just like you exactly. And I
have to do that to you. That's what I'm saying. I got to do that to you.
Like that crazy post, Lou. Like that crazy post.
That shit was insane, bro.
Yeah.
Like comparing a Mobb Deep album to Outkast. What the fuck are we talking about, bro?
See, and that's why I'm just saying, like Jeezy's run was great.
You could put DMX
phenomenal.
I forgot
DMX did have a 2-year run too, but I'm just saying Jeezy's run was so great, but we also got to look at it like Jeezy's run. We still got to look at these runs like how we were actually compared to everything else. Kendrick's run it hasn't even hit a year yet since Like That dropped to now. He did. Do you realize all the shit that he did in less than a year?
No, that's
on
Jeezy's run can't compare to that. I'm sorry. As much as I'm a Jeezy fan, you can't ban the snow.
And it's global. It's different. Like time is different now. It's a global scale too. So you can't even compare it. It's like everybody's watching it, even outside the country.
And
you got Indian people doing dances like that.
But I still would say that 50 had the best run out of that.
That's because of what era it is. To me, it's just easier to get music now, so it's different. It's different to compare eras because it's more accessible now than ever before.
I don't know about
Jeezy,
before me.
you like Jeezy came out in 89. Nigga, he came out 04, 05. Nigga, the internet was right around the corner.
But it wasn't
you
like
didn't
it is now.
Nick, though. You had to go buy the mixtape though. Like we had, like I wouldn't have heard it. I found out about Jeezy. My homeboy was in Atlanta and bought a mixtape off like downtown when downtown was popping and niggas had the tables with the mixtapes on it. He brought that shit back to Nashville. He's like, y'all won't believe this. Like, listen to this. I remember that specifically. It was a whole house of people. Right. He was like, oh God. So it was a thing. Like,
no, I'm not saying, nigga, I was stop acting like I wasn't outside when the Jeezy shit happened.
He wasn't outside. He wasn't outside.
I was outside when the Jeezy shit. All I'm saying is that when we talk about how things work, like I was outside when 50's run happened. One of the first two bootlegs I bought was Eminem's Encore and 50 Get Rich or Die Trying. Those are the two. Those are things that really impact me the most. And Get Rich, like that Wankster, that era.
Lou, he bought the Kids Bop version. It was clean.
Nah,
you know I had the real bootleg version because my uncle, he African, he had one of them African stores where he had
he made that shit. Y'all had all of it.
I had all the shits. That's what I'm saying. It was all uncensored.
Stupid. All right, man. Let's get the show started. I still actually need to get the official intro, so I'll get that Sunday. So we'll just do it the old school way. This is the place where sports opinions collide, dead in sports. I'm your host, Kenneth Beans. Joining me on the show, we have Nick, Shelton, and Spike. What up, fellas?
What up? What up?
FIFO is on his way. He's running 10 minutes behind. A week after. I'll just leave it there.
Hey man, it's FIFO time of year. He's supposed to be the first one here.
Bro, I'm telling you, man.
Time of year, bro.
Hey, how you late when you at home?
Now listen, FIFO Park Groundhog. You know what I'm saying? That nigga is the Puxatawny Phil of our network. When it's 6 more weeks of winter, that means he ain't gonna show up.
He late to the studio because he at home. He late to home because he at the studio. Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to let the time stretch as much as possible because we're talking basketball, but nevertheless, he'll pop up, but it's probably daddy duties or something like that. But everybody watching, please hit the thumbs up button and let everyone know we're live. And if you're not a member yet, you can join us at youtube.com/deadendsports, or you can click the icon next to that super chat button. But without further ado, man, it's time for us to get into our sports talk for this evening. And we are going to kick things off with the best sports performance of the week. Before I even get into that, I want to let you guys know that we are adding in some, and I'm sorry, Jalen, we're adding in some just some new format changes. So we hope you guys like what we're doing. Definitely share some feedback with what you guys are seeing tonight, and let us know everything is working out for you guys. So without further ado, I'm sorry I had to interject there. Let's get into the best performance of the week. Spike Lou, you are up, sir.
Absolutely. Best and worst sports performance of the week. This is the first on this show. I know it is, because who the fuck talks hockey? The NHL, man, their 4-continent tournament or whatever it may be is been some of the biggest talk in sports. The Canada-USA game, because of the beef that Trump has caused with Canada, and them fighting in the first 2 minutes of it coming on, is all out here on all the sports talk shows that I listen to. And it actually made me tune in to the final game. So I'm going to give a big shout out to the NHL as the best sports performance of the week for making people actually care and putting an all-star game on that people actually fucked with. Like, there were people that didn't watch hockey that was like, is you watching this? So I'll give it to them.
Bro, you run into hockey, bro.
Bro, that's how you know we had
I know it's
a horrible
unprecedented.
time of the year.
I know it's
Lou out here
unprecedented.
watching hockey over NBA.
I even tuned in for 20 minutes. I'm not watching NBA. I watch a hockey game before I watch NBA. I watch the Undisputed. What's the name of the league with the girls?
Unrivaled.
He don't even know the damn. Just watching shit.
I was watching that yesterday. It was an NBA game on, and then I'm watching that because Angel Reese was in it. So yeah, I got to give it to the NHL. I got
a random story about the hockey game because I went to that same night. The Knicks was playing the Bulls, and I was trying to go to a bar that played in the Knicks games, and I forgot which location I was going to, but I said, "Fuck it, this should be at either one." So I pulled up, bro. When I get there, you already know where I'm at. I'm in like, I'm in an interesting part of Connecticut. I should say that, bro. I pull up, bro. Ain't nothing but young white boys in the bar. I'm literally the Where's Waldo of niggas in that bar.
You the token.
Yeah, so I'm pulling up thinking like I'm just gonna tell the dude to change it to the next game because they got the connection and all that shit, bro. They ain't changing shit. It was full blown white boy, and I'm the only nigga there, bro, drinking the pina colada. Like I gotta get the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I will say that niggas was tuned. They was tuned in, bro. It was crazy.
Thanks.
All right, man. Well, let's jump into our first topic of the night. You guys see the title. We're going to talk about the Knicks. And I see some folks asking about the Sixers. They're on here as well. So, first up, the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks suffered another tough loss to the Boston Celtics on Sunday afternoon, 118-105, following a 37-point, that's right, 37-point blowout at the hands of the Cleveland Cavaliers this past Friday. Are the Knicks pretenders or contenders in the Eastern Conference? And let me give you guys this fun fact about the Knicks. The New York Knicks are 0-7 versus the top three teams in the NBA, which are currently Boston, Cleveland, and OKC.
Ken, you kind of answered it right there with giving, you know what I'm saying, them being 0-7. They are 100% pretenders. Nick, and here's the thing. This segment, when I saw it, I said, everything I talk about, I'm going to talk directly to you because you're the only person that talk about the Knickerbockers here. You know what I'm saying? You're the only one that ever has hope for them. You're the one that talks about Brun is a top PG. You talk about Cat. Now, here's the thing, Nick. I will say this. They are a better team than they were last year. I think that they have made all of the right moves. You go make a move for Cat. You go make a move for OG like you did last year. You bring in the Villanova boys, even though you had to get rid of one of them to bring another one. It is what it is. It's basketball. It's a business. There's money involved. But, Nick, with the Knicks are 12-21 against teams poised to make the playoffs. 12-21.
Jeez.
And against teams that are under 500, they're 23-2. They are pretenders all the way. They are the definition of pretenders. Are they good enough to compete against the top tier teams? Yeah, even though they got blown out by Boston, you know what I'm saying, 3 times or 4 times in a row dating back to last year. It is what it is, Nick. You guys are in the Atlanta Hawks Joe Johnson territory. Good enough to make the playoffs.
That's it.
You might win a series, maybe 2, and call it a great season, but you're not a championship contender. Brun, I hate to break it to you, this is what I be talking about. He's really good, but he's not he's not a superstar. He's not going to take you over the top. Cat, he's really good, not going to take you over the top. And nobody else on that roster is a superstar. So you have a really good team with a coach that likes to overextend their players, his players. You're not going to do nothing, bro. The Knicks are a perennial playoff team. First, maybe second round exit. That's it.
FIFO, I don't think they're getting out of the first round.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. They're going to be tough, and they are definitely pretenders. They are pretenders for all the reasons FIFO said. Brunson is not a number 1. I would rather him be a 2 or 3 on my squad and do what he did. Similar to his time in Dallas, only a little bit, step up a little bit further from that. But as long as he's not the focal point, you'll be okay. And Cat, we know what Cat is. Like I told you before, that was a great hope to get him there, and he's doing a great job. He's rebounding. He's averaged about 13, 14 rebounds a game. But at the same time, in the biggest moments, Cat, that's when he plays his smallest. So I'm not looking to say, well, Cat gonna dominate tonight, because it doesn't happen when you need it to happen, because it's just not who he is. We know who he is. And the other guys are complementary role pieces that would fit better elsewhere. So we got what we got. And I know what you're gonna say, Nick, man, you ain't got your guy Mitchell, but if I don't see Mitchell making no difference. Mitchell averaged about 5 points a game. And he plays a little defense, yeah, but it's not enough to stop. What was that, 30-point loss? That ain't enough. So no, you don't have enough. You just don't have enough. And like FIFO said, you are a perennial playoff team that's going to be too good to get good players in the draft and not good enough to win it all. You got Boston that's miles ahead, and Cleveland, who's taking the lead.
Yep. So see, and that's the thing, right? Cleveland, you see it, like Cleveland has taken a leap. Donovan Mitchell is playing less minutes and is more effective, scoring more. So that's a whole nother conversation. We're not talking about Cleveland, we're talking about the Knicks. The other thing too, Shelton, I wanted to point out, in the last game that they played against Boston, the Knicks, all 5 starters scored 14 or more points, and I want to say they all shot over 50%. That is a problem, because Boston done figured out how to win a championship. Yeah. And they look like a championship team, and they was doing it the majority without Porzingis last year in the beginning of this year. Now he's back. It's a you're not good enough. You're not good enough. So Nick, I don't want to crush your Nick dreams, but dog, first round, maybe second round.
Hey, yes, you do. You know what I'm saying?
This real quick. I won't be long. I promise.
That's gonna be his tagline.
There's a headbutt move right here.
I gotta disagree with y'all and be on Nick's side. Like, it ain't every team in the fucking NBA East is a pretender, other than the Celtics. Do they have a good chance of beating the Celtics? Absolutely not. Could they beat the Cavs, the Bucks, the Pacers, the Pistons, the Magic, and the Hawks, the Heat, or the Bulls in the play-in? Absolutely. They have a better team. They have a better coach. I think Brunson is better than anybody on any one of those teams that I mentioned. The Celtics are the only threat. They should be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Nick,
you jumped in just to say that shit.
That's why he my nigga, because he's literally saying what I was gonna say. What did I say after the Cat trade? I said about a couple things. I'm trying to say one because it may be coming up later in the near future. But I said outside of Boston, I really like the Knicks' chances in the East, right? As much as we've been talking about it in the chat, even with BZ and everybody, about these Cavs. As great as they look, none of us will believe it. Sheldon, you betting money on them making out the East?
Thank you. No, but not before the Knicks, though. Yes,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, they're about the same thing. No, Cat has more talent, but once again, he'll fold.
That's loose.
So he's better. You said he got more talent. He's better.
Yeah, be a fold. No, you still got to play.
But that's loose point. My point is this: we're all of us would pick Boston to come out the East, right?
Yes.
People lay down a great comment about them. So let's say take Boston outside of this. Would you bet on the Cavs over New York to come out the East if somehow, some way Boston was out of it? I don't think anybody's really wholehearted outside of the state of Ohio would think the Cleveland Cavaliers are a legit deep enough team or good enough team to get out the East. And I'm a Donnie Mitchell fan. I would, of course, I would love to see that somewhat. But overall, I just think, first of all, the Knicks haven't been healthy all year yet. While Tom Thibodeau is in an interesting part of his coaching career with this team, I do think he's got them playing in a way that he hasn't really coached another team like this before. He's given the bench player minutes. McBride is having a breakout year. It started last year in the playoffs, and now it's happening this year. Like, we have some depth there. Now, again, are these losses not concerning? Yeah, they're definitely concerning, but they don't make me think that they're a pretender now. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Brunson, I do agree with Lou said. don't look at Boston right now. I'll put Jalen Brunson on anybody else's team. They a championship team right then and there too.
They're not a championship team on the Knicks.
I just said they're a contender, Ken. So they're a championship team. They're a championship caliber team to be. Y'all got Jalen Brunson fucked up. Brun is one of them.
Hold on.
Hold on. I just got a question.
Real quick. I got one question.
Like Lumi, huh? Okay. All right, go ahead.
Brunson top 10?
Definitely top 10.
Okay. And that's all I needed to know. Okay, proceed.
No, it was just a question. Nick, for both of you guys, Nick and Lou, Brunson over Mitchell?
Yes. For me.
Don't ask me that, kid. That's
I gotta ask you that.
You can't ask you that. That's,
come on, Nick.
That's a Sophie's choice, bro. That's like asking me. That's like me asking you, Miles. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't even answer that.
Spike, are you in? Wait, are you serious?
Why would I take Donovan Mitchell over Jalen Brunson?
He's a better player.
I wouldn't. It's not an easy thought. It's not an easy thought as what y'all think it is. But
yes, it is.
FIFA, you damn sure shouldn't be looking.
Look, wait, hold on. So I wanted to address something that
did for y'all to be.
I want to address something that Spike said. He said, the Knicks are better than the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, they definitely are.
They're not. And this is
who the Bucks two now. Who they two?
Who the Bucks two? Listen now. Let me speak now. This is the reason why they have the highest scoring duo in the NBA, the highest scoring duo between Dame Lillard and Giannis. And Giannis is a top 3 player in the NBA, and the Knicks have a non-top 15, a non-top 20, barely a top 25 player in the NBA, where I could say Dame is top 15, top 20. No, and Giannis is top 3. Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, Dame ain't top 15.
You can. Dame ain't. Dame probably top 20, but he ain't top 15.
He's higher than Brunson. He's a better player than Brunson.
I just told you Brunson is
probably
top
the
10.
same level.
He's not.
He is. I'm taking Jalen Brunson over Dame Lillard right now.
You tripping? You tripping?
If Lillard was in New York,
please run that poll.
If Lillard was in New York, they wouldn't even have a good record. They would have a losing team. If Lillard was in New York, they would be like under 500. Bro.
If this was Dame 5-6 years ago, I'm with you. I would say Dame is better. But where I'm seeing Dame at now, bro, Brunson been doing some shit in the playoffs that I ain't never.
What do you mean? We see.
Okay, so what's their record? What's their record?
You seen he do it?
Sheldon, what?
You know what? I'll give Nick. I'll give you that. Yeah.
What do we grade these things off of? Wins and losses. And what happened? What happened to the Bucks last year?
Brunson is definitely better than Dame.
Like,
it's the others where
better than Dame.
Because at this stage of his career, what Brunson does is higher than Dame, but Brunson is the best player on the Knicks team, and he's not higher than Giannis. So that's kind of how I look at it.
I'll give you that
aspect, and I'll take Dame over Cat, not
that's only
rebounding and all that stuff. But of course, I just would take him as more clutch than Cat. I don't trust Cat.
But you could argue that Giannis is the best player in the league. There's only probably one player that you would say maybe is better. That's what I'm saying. Like saying that Brunson ain't over Giannis is like I'm saying that about damn near every nigga in the NBA. You know
no. But what I'm saying is that's why when comparing these two teams, I look at that. I say, okay, well they got a top player, and when you look at the others, that's what we're going to judge from too.
Who they coach? Who they coach? So before you even go down your list, who they coach? You know what I'm saying? Who's Giannis number 2? Like Lou said, y'all still ain't give me no answer on that.
Oh, his number 2 is Dame. His number 2 is Dame for sure. You say who played the two spot? Is
like I'm saying, like, but that's what I'm saying. Like what squad are we talking about outside of Giannis and the name of the ghost of Dame Lillard? Like what? And you got Doc Rivers and Darvin Ham as your 2 coaches. What are we doing?
Well, we did turn it around. So are the
hold on. Because see, Shelton, I thought you was on the right side of the fence, and see you jumped onto the you jumped onto the side of the non-basketball watchers, talking out the side of their neck. Number one, you know I am a numbers guy, right? But I'm not going to dive into a whole bunch of numbers. I'm going to dive into arguably one of the most important numbers when we're evaluating a basketball player, and that's PER. Do you know what PER is? Player efficiency rating? Do y'all two at the top over here understand?
Go ahead, say what you want to say, bro. We ain't
I
trying
ain't
to
gonna
hear
Do
all
you
that.
I
know?
don't care.
Do
I
you
don't care
know?
what prayer efficiency rating means.
And this is the reason why your take is trash. And this is why what you say. No, this is why.
I don't even
Because,
care what
because
that
when I'm
means, bro.
looking at Dame versus Jalen Brunson, and obviously Jalen Brunson has a higher usage rate, right?
Mhm.
Jalen Brunson's PER is 22.3 to Dame's 24.4. Who's the more efficient player? And he's the number 2 fiddle. Come on, bro. Dame Lillard
I would
is
expect him to be that if he's number 2. Why would I expect him to be more efficient at the number as the number 1?
because the best players are typically like an above 25 PER means you are elite, not just good. You are a superstar. If your PER is 25 or higher, he's 0.5 away playing next to the highest PER player in the league.
And I'm saying, where does that translate in wins and losses? And do you got the Bucks coming out the East? No.
I got them going further than the Knicks.
So then what are you
I
talking
got
about?
them going further than the Knicks. Everybody got Boston. That's the team we're penciling in because they won the championship.
You explained to me based off of PER how the Milwaukee Bucks arguably have 2 elite superstars on their team. Yet
the highest scoring duo in the NBA.
Yeah. So that's a fact too. But you're making the case that they have 2 elite superstars on their team in the East with championship pieces and a championship coach. Yet you have them not even
be debatable.
I'm just saying you have them. I'm just going off the
misleading.
facts. No, I'm just going off the facts because that's what FIFA's trying to present. But as
I didn't talk about Doc Rivers.
Hey,
we didn't know that.
I think
like I
man,
said,
they're
people,
the higher.
I'm on your
They saying
side,
that they're
people,
the
but they
highest
smoked them when they
scoring
played. When they play head to head, the Knicks smoked.
That's what I'm saying. What are you talking about?
Milwaukee.
Saying that they're the highest scoring duo is misleading because they average the same amount of points per game as far as Cat and Dame. And then Jalen Brunson's not a scorer. Like, you don't expect Jalen Brunson to put up 30 a night. Giannis is a scorer. Like, he has to put the points up.
Did you not just say that when the lights are the brightest, Cat hides away?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I agree with you.
That's why you got Brunson. You can't say that about Brunson. You can't say that.
What I'm saying is this: is that everybody has Boston penciled in to make the finals coming out of the East, and to me, I have Milwaukee over the Knicks in terms of who I would place in the conference finals to get further than the Knicks because I don't believe in their staff.
Okay, and to me, that's foolish.
Haven't we seen Giannis get shut down post championship when they do the little playoff wall thing? Yes.
No.
They do that little wall thing where he can't get in the paint, and he's primarily
that was before he won. That was before he won the championship.
That was after he won the championship. During the championship, they weren't doing it. Okay,
that was before.
I digress to you because you did the basketball.
Headbutt Lou.
I know. I've seen.
So everybody has Boston as the favorites coming out of the East.
Yeah, by far.
What about favorites to win it all?
By far,
it's still Boston.
I think it's by far.
Yeah, it's Denver. The West is so funny.
The West is trash. Let's be honest. Let's keep it being like the West is really trash. We only talk about the West because it's the same way we talk about the NFC, where it's like somebody got to come out of here. So we got to talk about trash. The West is really like when it comes to the odds on it. I'm sure the odds favorites to win a title, it has to be Boston. I'll be surprised if anything else. But it's like everybody, if you went into the season, like who's the best team that's going to win it again? It's like, it's probably going to be Boston. Because as FIFO mentioned earlier, like they have the deepest team, they got everything coach, they have everything you want. Like what is Boston missing that all these other teams lack in multiple areas? You know what I'm saying? Like they have the bigs, they have the shooting, they have the wings, they have the defense, they have the head coach, they have the organization makes great moves. Like what? Like is Denver good enough to beat them? No, I don't think so.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think so.
And this is how I know. This is how I know you're not watching. Like for you to say that the West is trash, you're not watching basketball, bro. Denver is a really damn good team. OKC's a good team. The Lakers with Luka look like something. I don't know how the hell people gonna stop. Like what is you talking about? Memphis is still a threat.
Can I ask you one thing, Shelton? Just last year, did you even expect Dallas to make it out the West and get to the finals?
Not at all.
You would have said the same teams that nigga just said, right? Denver, all that other goofy shit that he said.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying the West is trash. Because anybody you can make a case for anybody. The East is a heavy favorite with Boston. I'm saying
one team though.
Yeah, but you can't name me one team out the West that you could for sure say has a good chance.
There's not a front runner in the
like
West.
you could say.
But that doesn't make the conference trash. You got one team in. You're basically saying Boston is the best team in the whole NBA, which is fine.
Yeah,
but that don't mean that one team makes them better than multiple teams over there in the West.
I'm saying it's not even close, Ken. And I'm over exaggerating by saying it's trash. I'm not saying there's nothing to watch in the West. I'm just saying that regardless of what comes out the West, it don't matter. Boston's winning it. Like, there's no case you can tell me right now that like this team out the West is.
That doesn't make the West trash though.
It does because like again last year
that makes the East trash too, right?
Well, they got the better team, so. I don't. They have the team that has that's going to win back-to-back championships,
but they have no competition in the East. Is what you're saying?
No, I said wait until Mitchell Robinson comes back. Then you go see the competition.
You just said they're the clear favorite to win it all, in spite no matter what. Which one is it?
I said competition. I didn't say they was going to overthrow them. My thing.
Mr. Robinson gonna shut all that down.
Listen, Sheldon. My thing was like I was like my success for the Knicks is making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. They got to be the last two. That's my success. I ain't say the Knicks. If they win the title this year, hell yeah, I'm gonna be in the streets. But my expectations, they gotta keep building on what they've been doing and getting out of the second round and get to the Eastern Conference Finals like they were supposed to last year if it wasn't for injuries. So with me saying Boston is the best, is just like it's just a fact. Like I don't see no team out the West that you can make a case. I know people talking about OKC. Sheldon, you know how I feel about OKC. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're really
feel the same about OKC and Cleveland, don't you? That's about the same.
Basically. Donovan Mitchell, Shea Gill, you know what I'm saying? That they a wash to me.
What?
Bro, you just talking.
Donovan Mitchell is good as Shea Gill?
I'm talking about as far as like them being the superstars that lead their team. It's a wash. Like they have a good roster around them. They're gonna win you games that you probably shouldn't win, but I don't think in a 7-game series either one of them can beat Boston.
Hey Nick, I think that guy on OKC, J-Dub is what they call him.
He's nice.
I think he is what
nice.
what they've been telling us Kuminga is.
Sheldon nice. Still can't tell me Kuminga's jersey though.
It's number 0. I looked it up.
Listen.
It seems fitting. It seems fitting. All right, so but yeah. All right, well, yeah, that'll be that. But before we move on to our second topic of the night, let's take a quick ad break. If you are a fan of hip hop and love unfiltered discussions on the culture, check out Dead in Hip Hop. From album reviews to hip hop debates, Dead in Hip Hop keeps it real. So go to youtube.com/Dead in Hip Hop, or you can search Dead in Hip Hop to subscribe now. Dead in Hip Hop, no politics, no BS. And welcome back to the program. So up next, we have a new segment we're introducing that we hope you guys like, titled On Watch. And Shelton is up with that segment.
None other than the king himself. Let me tell you why he's on watch for me. LeBron throughout his career has been compared to Jordan as being one of the greatest players of all time. New age people would argue that he is the greatest player of all time. However, for veterans like myself and people who've watched basketball for years and people who actually know the game and historians who study, they can tell you that it's not even close. It ain't close. As a matter of fact, there's a greater debate between 1 and 2 in Kobe and LeBron than it is Jordan and LeBron. And he's on watch for me for one reason. He's on watch for me not anything but for his legacy. His legacy and the question of his greatness is on watch for me because you played with almost every great player that you could name. Yes, he's had success on his own. That's why he's mentioned in the annals of the greats in the history of the game. He deserves to be that. He is definitely in the top 5. No matter how you shake that stick, he's in the top 5. And some could argue he's between 2 and 5. But for me, it would mean a lot more to his legacy if he was to have won with one of these guys and you saw improvement in their game. Usually when he joins a team or when somebody joins him, they'll play dips. And it's been that way throughout time. This is supposed to be AD's team, and it wasn't. Certain players like Kevin Love, who was actually a great player when he got with LeBron, dipped in play, and you can name several others. Now you have the great Luka Doncic. How? I don't know. That's up for y'all to decide, but you got a player fresh off an NBA Finals, arguably one of the best players in the NBA today, on your team, some kind of way. Now, early on, it's not been impressive looking. It hadn't been, and I don't expect them to win a championship. Some people do already. I don't know why, but they do. But I do expect improvement, and I do expect to see Luka continue to ascend. And if we don't, I think it should be a tarnish and a stain on your legacy. So for me, LeBron James, you're on watch.
Oh my God.
That's one of the craziest segments we've ever had on the show.
Celtics can't do this
That's
no
some of
more.
the craziest shit. This is worse.
He's
Yeah,
one
that's your
and
last
done.
one. That's your last one, bro. You can't do that.
One and done.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
Are we
bro.
serious?
Jalen, don't
bro.
even accept these from Shelton no more. If he say he's gonna do it, don't take
FIFA, did he just ask a 40-year-old man to carry a fat white man to the mountaintop?
I didn't say carry him. I ain't said carry him. I said you
Nigga,
make him better.
You questioning LeBron James' legacy?
Absolutely.
The only player to that's gonna cross 50,000 points. We're questioning that guy.
Yes.
Okay, so look, you know the chat. Look, let me give a little bit of backstory. Chat. We had a business meeting and we said that we got to do better. We got to be more professional. We got to up our ante, right? This is the reason why I have all of these stats. Well, hey, we still are a late night Negro TV show. That's number one.
He stayed on the seat 10 minutes late.
Pizza on the feed. Hey, but when the lights is shining, all I'm saying is I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be ready.
Go ahead.
And here's the thing. I like the fact that Shelton is talking about LeBron James at 40 years old. Let me throw this stat out. Let me throw this stat out. When it comes to winning playoff games, right? Because we talking championships, we talking legacy, right? We're talking about winning playoff games without a team member that has earned
I saw you put that in there.
All NBA or all defensive honors. LeBron has won 55 playoff games without a teammate that has any one of those accolades. 55. The next closest person is Kobe Bryant with 18 playoff wins. The next closest is Michael Jordan with 14. Steph with 6. KD with 5. Are you serious? Right?
Absolutely.
We're talking about a guy that went to 9 straight finals, a guy that is going to eclipse 50,000 points, a guy that is a multiple-time MVP, multiple time.
Right.
What are you're saying on watch?
Absolutely.
For being the greatest.
For being the greatest. Yes. That's what it is. That's the whole point. That's what I said. You just reiterated the point that I said. People say he's the greatest. If you say he's the greatest, he's on watch for me right now. And he has to make Luka has to be able to ascend to the mountaintop with LeBron. Otherwise, if it looks bad, then what does that prove?
Did he not ascend Mo Williams, Zajunas Ilgauskas, Kyrie Irving, Matthew Dellavedova? Did he not ascend? What did you talk? J.R. Smith. What is? Come on,
Lou.
I'm done.
We talking about the greatest of all time, people. That's
Lou,
it.
Lou, this nigga started off the On Watch segment with a legendary pause-worthy moment talking about the annals of history.
Absolutely. LeBron James is on watch.
Hey, you banned
for
for
how
that.
you want to.
I heard
LeBron
annals
James
of
is on
history. I
watch
was
for
like,
me.
what does that even mean,
If this
bro? I
team-
ain't even
if this
never
team-
heard annals of history before.
I know, right? Don't do that. Hey, look, if this team does not do well, like so many have said, then I got questions about it. That's it.
Sheldon, those are unfair expectations. Like you're saying that we
So,
added.
so what are
Luka.
your expectations of this team?
They can go to the playoffs. They can lose in the second round. They can lose in the conference finals. But LeBron James, every year he showed up and done his job, bro. There's no question about him being in the conversation for greatest player ever. I personally don't think he is because I grew up in the Jordan era. I'm that old, and I seen Michael Jordan. I know LeBron James ain't that. But I'm not going to take away from the situations that LeBron has put himself in and has just been in to say, oh, well, he ain't a great player. Like LeBron is.
I didn't say he wasn't a great player.
Yeah, like,
See, that's where you're mixing it up.
But,
I said we're talking about the greatest.
But you are questioning his greatness, though. You're questioning his greatness for no reason.
I'm talking about if we are ranking players
to the finals.
No, that's not what I said. I said if we're ranking players 1, 2, 3 in the history of the game, this is about his 5th or 6th greatest other player that's playing with him. If he can't ascend this guy, and if it doesn't look better, then I'm not buying him being number 1.
I don't understand how that correlates.
What do you mean?
No, I mean Lou, let's let him. I understand why he's saying it. I just think it's ridiculous to think that's a logical way to go about it. But he's not in his prime no more. He's done. This is just whatever
right,
we
bro. Right. So
icing on this is the icing on the cake for his career.
Like, and that's absolutely correct, Nick. So in saying so, which I agree with that, and that's something I left out. I agree that he's in his twilight, which means this should be Luka's team, and he should step aside and let Luka lead. If he does that and they're effective, then there's nothing else to be said. It's cool.
That's not.
But if he's still trying to be the man and he's dominating the ball and he's taking away from it, ain't JJ. We know this.
That's JJ Redick.
JJ.
No, that's
JJ just who hired JJ?
Man, you taking away from him as a coach. He's done a good job as a coach.
LeBron hired JJ
Redick as maybe, but he's still a good coach. Yeah. They tried to shit on him as a coach.
So you think he's telling LeBron what to do?
I think that he's making the decision on whose team this is.
I don't know. So you think he's gonna tell LeBron, you got to get out the way and let Luka lead? LeBron's gonna make that decision. That ain't JJ's
that's
decision.
Why LeBron, in your words, that's why LeBron hired him to make the correct basketball decision.
Well, let's see how it looks. They're 2-2 now. They're playing Dallas tonight. But I want to see it be Luka's team. I want to see Luka take over this team. That's what you brought him there for.
Well, if he doesn't, then what does that say about Luka?
To me, it says more about LeBron. It would be different if LeBron joined Luka in Dallas. It's LeBron's team.
This ain't Luka team, bro. It just
that's what I'm saying. It's LeBron's team to come in and tell LeBron he the man. No, LeBron has to give him that.
If Luka is the talent that y'all saying that he is, it's on him to come over and take control of his team.
But this ain't about talent. This is about leadership, and this is about the person who is in control of everything, running the puppet master at this place, saying, "Here, you can do what you do." If LeBron don't give him that, then that's what I'm talking about. And it's just the legacy for 1, 2, 3. It ain't got nothing to do with LeBron. LeBron ain't trash. I'm not saying that whatsoever. LeBron has had a wonderful career.
Well, Marty, now he on the fence, kid.
No. I said that in the beginning. I said that in the video.
He's doing that Shelton thing that he did.
And Marty said LeBron has played more off ball this year than ever before. So
he has, but that's still
a direct quote from LeBron. He said that Luka's a natural quarterback and he's a natural receiver. He said he's going to run the lanes.
That was our one pass. That was off that outlet pass, Luka.
I'm just telling you.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on because here y'all go. I said we were going to talk about the Sixers. And we're here now. So we're going to stay in the East. Shelton took us out west, but we're going to come back to the East, I should say. The Philadelphia 76ers and Joel Embiid are consulting doctors and considering alternative options such as surgery for his injured left knee. Is the 76ers process plan officially over? And do they need to blow up the entire roster?
Well, FIFA, I'm gonna let you over here eat right now. So I'm gonna
Let them finish eating.
Yeah, but I was gonna say,
wrap the Sixers up, bro. Get these niggas out of here, bro.
I was gonna say
this.
Spike, you really can't talk because you was caping for Paul George heavy.
I was, man.
In the offseason.
I thought that
he was going to be the answer.
I was wrong, Kenny. I was definitely wrong. Like wrap all these niggas up, get all of them out of here. The GM, Embiid, the Cole, get everybody. Start a new process, bro.
That's what should have Sheldon. That should have been your on Roch's Daryl Morey. But overall,
I wouldn't even want to watch Daryl Morey.
I will say this, bro. I've been ever since I've been on the show. I feel like there's a few takes that I've been stuck with, and the one that I feel like I don't ever get brought up like that a lot is my take on Philly. Because for years I said this process was a piece of shit because you can't win by losing, and that was what this whole process was built on. They have never been to the Eastern Conference Finals. They got no championships. They got no banners of any kind for the East or whatever else. The only thing that they got out of this was an MVP, and some people say it was a damn here MVP. You know what I'm saying? So to me, yes, go ahead and blow this up. You got Joel Embiid. They look the one thing ESPN has been doing lately that I kind of don't like, but for this case, it made a lot of sense. Is pocket watch. They be trying to show how much niggas get paid every year, sometimes based on certain contracts. The amount of money that this nigga making, bro, working part-time. Remember when we was yelling at Kyrie for being a part-time NBA player, and now this nigga doing that part-time NBA shit? Bruh, this nigga making damn near $100 million a year over the next 4 years. And honestly, it don't even make sense because he doesn't, again, the wins don't translate, the points don't translate. I'm not going to question his effort, but I just don't think he's worth it. And if he's not worth it, then everything about this whole process was a waste of time. They wasted a lot of careers like Nerlens Noel, Jaleel Jokafor. And I'm not trying to say these niggas would have been superstars, but I'm saying in a different environment, they could have been at least productive. They could have been an Evan Mobley. You know what I'm saying? I think Philly wasted a lot of, like, what's his name? The one that got scared as hell and had anxiety now for the rest of it. Mikal Fultz.
Royce White. Was it Royce White?
No, Fultz.
No, Royce Rice was drafted by the Houston Rockets.
Houston.
They ruined Evan Turner out of Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? Like they ruined a lot of careers through this process, bro.
So I will say,
Markelle Fultz. Yeah, that's it.
I will say this. I've been talking about blowing up Philly for a little bit of time now because, and I've been very critical of Joel Embiid because I don't feel mentally he has what it takes to truly be a champion. Physically, when healthy, he's one of the best players that we've seen. But health is the biggest question, and availability is the best ability. And he don't have none of it. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for the MVP and the good years he has had, we would call this guy a bust. Now, Nick, I'm gonna address a couple of the things that you said in terms of Jaleel Okafor, Nerlens Noel, Michael Carter. You know, he was rookie of the year. Yeah, there's a lot of guys that they drafted. And this was the disciple of Daryl Morey. I can't remember his name. That came before Daryl Morey. But
Presti, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Presti. Presti's
Hinkie. Is it Hinkie?
Hinkie, Sam Hinkie.
Yeah, Hinkie.
They were just drafting the best player available without trying to make the puzzle pieces work. Move back in the draft if you don't feel like there's a guy. So drafting 3 centers in a perimeter dominated league makes absolutely no sense.
No sense. It was terrible, bro.
Yeah. And also they drafted Markelle Fultz when you had the opportunity.
Tatum
high end Jason Tatum, low end Lonzo Ball. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Markelle Fultz, I know you're looking, Ken, but I'm just saying I never believed in Markelle Fultz. I always question Markelle Fultz. So I'm only talking from my perspective. I can't talk, you know what I'm saying, and anybody else. I'm just saying from my perspective, I always question Markelle Fultz. It's over. It's over. The only thing that is salvageable is Tyrese Maxey. Now, the hard part about this whole thing would be who wants Joel Embiid?
Yeah.
Because the business side
Washington.
of it dictates.
Hey, no offense,
But
Nick. Embiid is
they don't
African
even have.
Embiid
They
an
don't
African
even have the.
scammer, bro.
They
That's
don't
what he
even
is.
have. They don't
Nigerian.
even have
You're
the money
Nigerian prince, bro.
to make it work.
Go ahead, FIFO.
Well,
They don't
say
have
no
the
offense,
money to
Nick.
make it work. You know what I'm saying? So the business side of the Joel Embiid thing dictates that you have to bring back salary. How, Sway? Who's giving up anything of value to get Joel Embiid? And then don't even get me started on PG. PG,
Oh, yeah.
I've been hypercritical about PG for the last 8 years. Pretender. He's always been a pretender. He's never shown up in the big moments. So who's taking on that albatross of a contract? This is arguably the worst situation that any team has ever been in outside the Mikhail Prokhorov New Jersey Nets when they were still in Jersey.
I was gonna say we can stick with. What about the Nets with Harden, Kyrie, and KD? That was a bad situation too.
That was, but they were still movable assets. Obviously, they still moved on from Kyrie. KD still has value to today. James Harden is reestablishing his value. Those guys have value. PG and Joel Embiid have zero value. Who's picking up the phone and say, "Hey, bro, hey, can I get this guy?" Ain't nobody calling for that one of them dudes.
It's something going on there because these guys are broken, man. And you started with Ben Simmons. We saw it ourselves because I think we went to that Hawks game and saw him. Did we? I thought we did. Anyway, watching him, in that series, like lose it all and the mental stuff that went on with Ben Simmons. That's when the process really broke down. It started with Ben Simmons mentally, then Joel Embiid physically, and it was over after that. There's nothing left because they were the last two standing members of the process that made sense. Nothing else made sense. And when Jimmy Butler came in, that was when you had every opportunity to win it all, pulling it out. They looked like a real team at that point. And that loss.
It was. I don't think it was that low. I think it was them choosing Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler. That's what it was.
That was huge.
That's because once Jimmy left, because I think they could have salvaged. I think Jimmy was good enough to at least be the glue to keep at least take the blame or be the leader that people thought Ben Simmons was going to be as the point guard. And not saying that Jimmy would have been the point guard, but I'm just saying take that leadership role. And then obviously be the number two in command with Joel Embiid on the court as the two, wing big combo. But once they left him and they let him go to Miami, where and however that played out, that broke him. That was the straw. When the 30 for 30 comes out, that's going to be what broke him. And the Kawhi Leonard shot and everything. They could have won a title that year.
Yeah, the Kawhi Leonard shot is what did it. But what I'm saying is, I wonder if Jimmy had foresight to see what we didn't see.
Jimmy ain't see what that shit. Jimmy ain't see it. We give it too much credit to Jimmy on that. Nah, it wasn't that. Jimmy just wanted his bread, and Miami was willing to pay it.
No. There's some credence to what Jimmy saw behind the scenes.
Jimmy said he wanted to stay, didn't he?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to stay because he wanted the money. That's just the professional right thing to do and to say, right? But
Jimmy was terrible in that game 7, I think, by the way.
He was.
It happens, Ken.
It's one game out of 7.
It happens now. Jimmy is a cancer. He would have did the same damn thing to the damn Sixers.
I don't disagree, Ken. He can be cancerous, but sometimes he could be benign. And right now he's benign with the Warriors. That being said, when he got to Philadelphia, he had major issues, and JJ Redick talked about it on his podcast, of the coach, what's his name? Pop Disciple. I can't remember his name. I can see him in my head.
I remember. I know you're talking about. I forgot his name too.
I can't remember his name. But he's very docile, not a strong leader. He didn't call out the BS. And Jimmy's like, I'm here 1 week. Why the hell are we not? So we know that Jimmy has a very demanding personality, can be cancerous at times. Brett Brown, thank you. Jimmy can be cancerous at times, Ken. But at the end of the day, we know this. Jimmy comes to perform, right? And is he going to have an off game in a playoff here and there? Of course. But Ken,
it was game 7. That's the money game.
That's a huge game.
And I only mentioned Game 7, by the way, Chad. I wasn't talking about the whole series, but when they needed him the most, he wasn't there.
Okay, but he took a worse team in the Miami Heat to the finals multiple times. So that's why I say it happens, Ken, because we never put him at a superstar level. Like
I did.
You did.
I think he's still a superstar.
Oh my!
He turned around the Warriors, kid.
He said the Warriors got the best organization he's ever been a part of too.
He turned around the Warriors, kid.
But I hate it though, because at this point, like I said, Joel Embiid just seems like a broken man. And I'm not just talking about his injuries. A lot of this stuff seems like it's physical as well as mental. And like I said, we saw what happened with Ben Simmons. It just didn't work out. It didn't. And the process may have worked. It had an opportunity to work out, if things had been different, but they let it go. The pieces around it had to be in place.
I think it depends on how you define success for the process. Right? They went from being one of the worst teams to the league to being a playoff team, being in contention for the playoffs. They screwed up a lot of picks. I give you that, but they found a franchise guy in Embiid. They knew he was injury prone because he missed the first 2 years, but they also used that as an opportunity to try to stockpile more picks. So I think in terms of it being, it was successful up to a point, meaning that they managed to become relevant again, and they became a playoff contender. I think the issue that they ran into, of course, is they didn't pick a championship. They didn't win a championship or even come close. So, and I think that is the problem. Then Joel Embiid, as he gets older, and as most players do as they get older, he is starting to fall apart. He was already fragile and brittle before, but age is going to make that accelerate even more. And I think the other thing is, when I think about these guys that, this revisionist history that people love to do about who woulda, shoulda, coulda, would Jason Tatum even been who he is? Would Jaylen Brown even been who he's turned out to be in Philly, given how their organization has been and the leadership of that organization? We don't know the answer to that. It's possible that the best versions of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown were gotten out of Boston. And we could be talking about them the same. Look at how we talked about Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown for years before they won a championship. Years. We criticized Jason Tatum just as much as last year, just as frequently as last year, about his mental fortitude and will to win.
100% Ken, but this is where I will push back just a little bit. From a pieces fitting, Jason Tatum's game fit better than Markelle Fultz. Markelle Fultz was, to a degree, not like 100% undersized, but a smaller guard, right? Like, it's not like he was like Ben Simmons 6'10", like just oversized guard. I wouldn't call him undersized, but average.
He's a 6'5" point guard, though, FIFO.
He's 6'4". He was 6'4". So, like that's Russell Westbrook. It's not amazing, but it's good enough. It's good enough. But again, the way Markelle Fultz played at Washington, how does that mesh with Ben Simmons? Because he needed the ball, right? Like a scoring duo combo guard, where Jason Tatum is a bucket getter, premium size at the position, and he could guard multiple positions. Where Markelle Fultz could guard the 1 and the 2. Jason Tatum could guard 1 through 5, depending on who the 5 is. So just from a basketball fit, he made more sense. And then if you wanted a true point guard, in my opinion, Lonzo was the better true point guard. But then why would you put him and Ben Simmons together? So again, like you said, and you already mentioned, Ken, they messed up a lot of draft picks.
But and Ken, the only other thing on top of some of what FIFA was saying is, like, for me, we saw early success with Boston. They sustained that. We were more so critical of Boston because our level of expectations rose as they did. With Embiid, it was like, I don't even want to put it all on Embiid. Like with Philly, it was just like, y'all can't even get out the second round. Like, what's going on? Y'all have all this talent, and y'all still can't get out the second round. It seemed even worse to that, because at least with Boston, we were thinking like maybe you should trade Tatum, maybe you should trade Brown, like maybe it's just one piece away from you getting over a hump of a championship. We was like, we don't know how the hell you're not even getting to the finals, the conference finals. Like, what's stopping y'all from there? Is it the players? Is it the coaches? Is it the organization? Like, it was a whole clusterfuck of things to me, and it's still going on to this day. That's why, like, a lot of the stuff is going to be put on Embiid because he's going to be the last man standing. But at the same time, I can't just throw it all on him. And Lou, like I keep telling you, bro, I'm East African, so all that West African, it don't matter to me. I don't care about it. You know what I'm saying? We on the East side.
He had to circle back to it, Lou.
Hey, that was wild. It took a while to get back.
I seen his face when I said it, Ken. I knew he was going to address it at some point.
That's like a West Coast nigga saying some East Coast disses against you. You could give a fuck. Like he said he hate Brooklyn. Like, nigga, okay.
I don't disagree. I think the expectations were different, but I think the criticisms were very similar. And I think if Taysom was in Philly, I think it would have been heightened even more because of the criticisms of the process overall. Like, it was a very dysfunctional environment that people started to call out and look at. So it was very dysfunctional. So you throw Tatum in the mix, who seemed to not be able to handle the pressure that was put on him in Boston, then Tatum would have received just as much criticism, in Philly, and we would still be probably more than likely having the same issues.
He wouldn't have made it in Philly. He slept with his mom till he was 13, bro. So he wouldn't have made it.
Oh, wow.
All right, bro. You have to bring that up.
He said it. He said it, bro.
No, he didn't. Why are you lying?
He did say that.
What did he say?
He did say that, Ken. He slept with his mom till he was 13 years old. Look at Ken's face. I think it looked like it's froze.
That's what I was going to say, Ken.
I said he had separation anxiety, bro. He slept with his mom till he was 13. He ain't making it in Philly.
I was going to say,
ain't gonna happen.
Do you think they should blow it up? How many people, raise your hand if you think they should blow up the roster, blow up the team?
They should keep Maxey. They should keep Maxey.
To me, that's still blowing up. That's still blowing up the roster. If you keep only one player,
just build around Maxey.
They ain't building shit.
You don't need to build around.
They're gonna build a fort.
You don't need to build around it, but you do need to get rid of everybody for him.
Yeah, he's solid though. I fuck with Maxey, but you don't build a team around Tyrese Maxey. That's
no, you don't.
Yeah, sounds insane.
That's like building around Jalen Brunson.
Can't do
that. I don't know. I think
Brunson led a team to the conference finals, Sheldon. I don't know what you're trying to say.
Oh, what you did.
I think who do you lead to the conference final? You talking about Dallas?
Hey, listen, we talk about Brunson.
I think that it's a tough situation because I think I have to see what people are saying. So I don't know if you guys put it in the chat somewhere that mentally Embiid is going through some issues or something like that. Like, he doesn't seem like he's the same. So if he's checked out, then you got to let him go. But it's a buyer's beware, because what is he, almost 30, over 30? Like, physically, there's no way he's going to be able to keep going at this rate. So, you will have to do some serious load managing with him. And then I don't know how you build pieces around, because Maxey and Embiid works. Paul George came in and didn't do shit, but Embiid has been hurt. So we haven't had a chance to really see what this team truly could have been if he was healthy. But we see the value of Embiid, because with him nowhere, not even touching the court, they weren't even coming close to winning games. And then Paul George got hurt, and then it was a wrap. So he is the engine that drives that team. But I don't know, bro. Then you can't get shit for him. Well, I mean, you probably could. Shit, they handing out shit nowadays.
Yeah,
so I don't know, man.
You can get 6 draft picks for Rudy Gobert.
Right.
I know you could get probably damn near half a franchise.
I still mess with Embiid though. I'm not anti Embiid. I'm still messing with him.
Rudy hasn't missed time. He's always available.
Rudy's hurt now.
In comparison and relative to Joel Embiid, he 1% hurt.
Yeah.
You won't goof. Never mind.
I didn't say that, Ken. I'm just saying I wouldn't. Okay, everybody put their GM cap on real quick. Are you calling Philly to trade for Joel Embiid?
No.
I don't know.
Maybe
what team?
What team
maybe
depending on what team I am.
If you Atlanta, I know
team.
Landry Fields will call me.
Yeah.
The fact that Landry Fields is in the higher ups of the Hawks.
I saw that. Philly ain't giving out bobbleheads at game.
The Nets will trade for him.
Hell no.
The Nets aren't even. They need to leave. They need to send that team to Seattle. Honestly, don't nobody give a fuck about Brooklyn Nets like that.
They'll trade for him though because they need a name.
Yeah, that's what they do. They went and got old ass KG.
Yeah,
so
shout out to KG too. He getting ready to get that job in Memphis front office. I mean Minnesota's front office.
All right.
I guess.
Well, anyway, I guess we'll find out, man. But I think the end is definitely near for Embiid, and we're gonna move on. But hey, I mean, they got a MVP that couldn't get them to the conference finals. It is what it is. So we're gonna move on to our next segment. But before we do that, let us take another quick ad break, and we'll be right back. Love gaming, and if you're a gamer, man, if you love gaming and real talk about gaming, Dead End Gaming brings you honest reviews, hilarious moments, and of course, deep dives into the industry. Just gamers gaming, man. That's what they do. Check out Dead End Gaming, the world's most dangerous gaming crew, on Twitch or YouTube. All right, let's get back to the show. It is now time for We Need to Talk. Y'all, I hate to do this, but it got to be said, Nick, and we got to have this conversation, bro. We need to have a talk about Ja Morant. Ja Morant, over the last 2 years, since he's been emulating Griselda, hasn't been on the court a lot. I don't know if you guys noticed that, right? You guys noticed that? Ja Morant, over the last 2 years, has missed 57% of games, and he has been hurt with injuries after injuries. There's little knickknacks here and there. And 2023, when he had that suspension, he missed 73 games. He was suspended, and then as soon as he came back, he had season-ending shoulder. And he had a season-ending shoulder injury. And then, of course, he also has missed a lot of games this year. He's missed 22 games this year. I think Ja Morant, with his high-flying act and everything he's doing, people have compared him to Dwayne Wade and everything like that. And I know the numbers are good, and that's good. But I would like to point out that there has been a little bit of a decline in his numbers since he's been back. He's down now to 20 points a game and 7 assists and 4 rebounds, shooting 44% from the field, 31 from 3, 81% from the free throw line. He's averaged about 30 minutes a game, but his scoring, of course, has decreased. And then also, I mean, value. Like, look at how that team performs without Ja Morant on the team. Like, they still are able to win games. So Ja Morant had peaked. He had a great moment. And as soon as Ja Morant got into trouble, while he's putting up numbers, man, he ain't been the same. And I think we need to start watching Ja Morant for his injuries. I mean, he had a terrible game, which happens, over the last a couple of weeks ago. But I don't know, man. I think we need to. We might need to start looking at Ja Morant and have a conversation about Ja Morant and his ability to stay on the court.
I'm glad you cleaned it up, Ken. Because taking that angle of injuries, I'll give you that. you know what I'm saying, he hasn't been as available as need be. But when he is on the court, we can't question that. We can't question.
Look, what have we been doing? We have he, you know, I don't know what craziness Spike saying because he muted, but we have a lot of people have been criticizing players for being injury prone. Zion, of course, since he came in the league or whatever, I know that's a different situation, but people talk about Zion, people talk about Embiid. I would say over the last couple of years, Ja Morant has been hurt as well and has been missing games for a number of different reasons. So the suspension thing is over, but every time I look up, the man hurt. The man ain't playing. You know how I know? Because I got him on my fantasy team. That's why. And maybe this is coming from that. And maybe this is the source of that. But every damn time I look up, this man is out and not playing a damn game. And I'm sick of it. And I'm tired of nobody is having this conversation about Ja Morant and his damn injuries. And this needs to be said. We talk about every other damn person out here except Ja Morant. And you know somebody else who we probably need to look at, and he ain't there yet. Chet is another one, but I'm saying
he back though, right?
Yeah,
Chet
but
back.
you know, he fragile. He missed the whole year.
Ken, you may be a year too early on this, and that's why I'm gonna have to call you a hater. So because I don't necessarily disagree with most of what you're saying. I just don't. Again, it's because I'm always very empathetic to injuries. I don't think we should.
Since when?
When it comes to,
you just did this whole thing about Embiid. Now you empathetic to injuries.
I'm empathetic. Well, Embiid is bigger than just that. That's why I said it's about the whole organization. It's bigger than Embiid with the whole Philly thing. But with Ja, it's just more of like when he's playing, bro, you could tell he's active. Now, the stupid shit that you talking about that you angry about is more so the off the court shit, which is what kept him off, you know, like playing and really fucked up his whole image because he could have really been the face of the NBA by now. But right now, I have high expectations for Memphis this year. That's why I'm trying to tell you, like, give it just the rest of this year before you say that, because I think that Memphis is actually going to be really good in the playoffs coming up. Do I think they're coming out the West? I mean, I don't know, nor do I probably care because, like, you already know my take about Boston.
They're third in the West right now.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I had high expectations for John not only to have a comeback season, but he's gonna help the Grizzlies make a deep postseason run. So I'm waiting to see how this year play out. But if they end up just getting knocked out in the second round or some shit like that, then I'm probably gonna be there with you. But as far as like what you're saying.
Morant is damn near irrelevant. Like
damn
you said that
he did that to himself though.
He did. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of stuff. He's digging himself out of his own hole. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think that's on the court performance. I think that's off the court in the NBA being like, we're not going to.
He ain't on the court. Like, he only missed 25 games for the suspension. Mm-hmm. That's it. But Nick, you said it perfectly. Like, and I'm glad you said that because I forgot to put that in my notes. Yeah, that was part of the thing. Like, I remember when we were actively talking about Ja Morant, and yeah, there'll be a highlight here that I think he just dunked on somebody, you know, a while back that kind of floated. But Ja was supposed to be like you said, the face of the NBA. The suspension happened, and then he couldn't stay on the court. He has missed 95 games over the last 2 years. 95. That's a lot of games, man. And shit, when Zion's on the court, he putting up numbers too, but you don't give him that same type of.
Don't get me started on Zion.
All right, well, I'm just saying.
Ja, but Ja ain't Zion. That's what I'm trying to say. Like Ja, like if how we look at Anthony Edwards today is how we looked at Ja back then. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy to say, like, because they're not that much different in age, but that's just how much potential we had for them as far as being faces of the league, if not the face. I'm just saying, bro, give him the rest of this year to see if he can get some of that back. I'm not trying to say he's going to take over the spot because I think they're trying to give it to Luka, but I think that I would, if when healthy, I would pick this Memphis team in a 7-game series over the Lakers for this season. I would pick them to give OKC a run for their money. You know what I'm saying? Like I think this Memphis team is very highly underrated. However, that's also going off the back of Ja Morant. He has to elevate. He can't be scoring 20 points a game thinking, and I'm still saying that. Like, I'm expecting him to be a higher, you know, more efficient and more dominant than what he's doing now. But this is the year for him to do that. Outside of this year, then I'm not really going to look for him or check for him like that for real, honestly.
Slick Jackson, the best player on that team.
He the most consistent. He the most consistent. I won't say he the best, bro.
They finna pay him $345 million. He's the best person on that team.
Bro, the NBA overpays a lot of motherfuckers.
They gonna pay Ja too, bro.
Yeah,
they ain't gonna pay him $345 million.
Because he don't qualify.
Fair.
But if he qualified, they would have paid him that.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying,
Jackson,
real quick, Jackson has done the things to qualify for that money. Ja hasn't. I think that speaks to Ken's point. Like Ja still is the face of that franchise, though, Lou. I mean, Jackson is a solid player, but you ain't got nobody walking around here with no Jackson jerseys on. I'm not paying somebody $345 million. They're not the face of my franchise.
Why you acting like he not? Why you acting like he's not though, Lou? You think Jackson is the face of the Grizzlies?
That's what I'm saying.
If I'm paying you $345 million, the highest contract ever in the NBA. That's the face of their franchise.
Just for that year,
they should be leaning into it.
I know I just did the whole thing on Ja, but Ja, and that's part of the reason why, because he is supposed to be or is the face of that franchise. Right. It's just they never see his face.
Y'all talking about pre-gun, like to your point, Ken. Y'all talking about pre-gun, pre-injury. They should do the transition or the pivot to Jackson being the face of that franchise. He the one winning Defensive Player of the Year awards. He the one that's there every night. Why wouldn't he be the face of the franchise?
Because Lou, it's who the kids pick, and you got kids that know who Ja is. Nobody know, and then he's making the highlight plays. The dunk, Ja dunk on somebody in a minute. The same reason Ant would be that. You can't take that from them. You can't just manufacture that. Jackson been in the league. How long has Jackson
Ben Wallace averaged 8 points a game? He was the face of the franchise for the Pistons. Like there's no reason that they shouldn't be pivoting to Jackson.
That was a unique team, though, bro.
That was different.
Memphis is a unique team because y'all are telling me
they're not.
Y'all are telling me that Ja is the face of this franchise.
Yes.
To Ken's point, he averaged 20 points a game and he's rarely there. The person that's there every night is Jackson. The person who's making the most money is Jackson. The person who's making the most impact is Jackson. Why wouldn't he be the face?
You got Memphis fans don't even know who Jaren Jackson is.
I'm gonna cut all that out. So, based off of your logic, Tobias Harris should have been the face of the Philadelphia 76ers,
bro.
Okay then.
Like I don't even see how you compare Tobias Harris to.
He was there. He was always available.
He wasn't productive though. He wasn't as productive as Jackson.
He was
Jackson
relatively
has done his thing every year in the league.
How many years has he been in the league?
Who?
Jackson.
I don't know.
I was gonna say I do agree. Again, what Lou's saying isn't necessarily wrong. It's just the face of the league comment. Jackson has been their most consistent player. Jackson is probably their best overall pick in a long time, just based off of I know exactly what I'm getting out of this player, and he's gonna give me good effort and more consistency. But Ja's the superstar. Like
he's not a franchise changer.
He's not even close.
He's not a franchise changer. No. He still is. You know why? Because he sells jerseys. He gets ratings up.
I'm talking about marketing, though. I'm talking about
we're talking about business. We're talking about face of the franchise.
I'm talking about what
comes with that.
I'm talking about talent. I'm talking about
so
talent.
All I need to do is switch my marketing focus to Jackson versus Morant. That's all I need to do. What are y'all talking about?
Because nobody's going to go watch a defensive player of the year candidate. Yeah. No, like what does Jaren Jackson do that puts butts in the seats? Yeah. That's why you're not facing the franchise.
And change the narrative that they're going to watch a highest paid player in the league candidate. They're gonna watch him.
Nobody.
It's organic.
If you know he's making that much money, people want to see it. It was organic.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That don't matter in NBA, bro.
The money doesn't equal.
They care about the money.
No, they don't. The casual fan that goes to maybe 2 or 3 basketball games a year and watches maybe a handful on TV does not care to that degree of how much this player is getting paid. What that fan cares about is how many highlights do we get. And Jaren Jackson, as much as I love him as a basketball player, as a fit, I don't care what he does. He doesn't do anything spectacular. That's why the face of the franchise, the face of the league is always somebody that is spectacular, where you have to say, you're texting and be like, hey, yo, this person's going off. Like Luka right now, everybody in the chat talking about Luka going off. Potential face of the NBA. And Edwards, He be yamming on everybody. Potential face of the NBA. Victor Wembanyama, 7'5" guard, pulling up from 3 and then getting 4 or 5 blocks a game. Potential face of the league. Jaren Jackson Jr. Ain't nobody talking about that, man.
Yeah.
When's the last time somebody text you talking about, hey, bro, you got to see what Jaren Jackson do?
So
out of here.
Let me ask you, as a basketball person, how much different is Jackson's game from Wemby's?
A ton.
Shit, way different. Way different. Well,
Okay.
I put it to you like this.
All right, I give you that. That's all you had to argue you that.
But he's not efficient. But he's not efficient. He's not efficient.
Well, I was going to say,
to Wemby.
as we're talking about this, this Memphis Grizzly Phoenix Suns game is going crazy right now, and Ja just damn near made it a 1-point game by shooting a 3. And there's only like 9 seconds left.
Cut off the beard. Okay,
yeah, he look like Bill Bellamy now,
bruh.
That's crazy.
Dang, Ja is 0 for 9 from the same game. He's 0 for 9 from 3. He must have just
He's had a rough game.
Or
Most of the teams
19.
had a rough game.
Yeah, he's gonna be out tomorrow. When that next game, he gonna be...
honestly, he was a little nicked up in the lead into this fourth quarter. I thought you was cursing his ass as I was watching this game.
He's 14 from the free throw line. That's crazy. But 5 for 20 from the field though. 5 for 20.
All right, let's move on to the NFL.
Shit.
The Los Angeles Rams have given quarterback Matthew Stafford's agent permission to speak to other teams about his market value, a source confirmed to ESPN this past Saturday. Should the Pittsburgh Steelers make it a priority to do whatever it takes to trade for Stafford?
No, they should make it a priority. They have Fields. Like, they should double down on Fields. That's yeah. That's
coming from saying that, Lou?
Yeah, I'm gonna say coming from you. You rather have Justin Fields than Matthew Stafford.
That's
Nick,
how much
I don't know what he drinking.
That's how much I believe in Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin can make Fields.
I don't even think Mike Tomlin's wife believe in him that much to say I'd rather have Justin Fields than Matthew Stafford.
Lou ain't never said that before.
Y'all told me that Fields was a decent quarterback, FIFO, in Chicago. And
what did you tell us? What did you tell us?
Hey, bro,
he
was 3-0.
What did you?
Hey, bro, he was 3-0 when they put him on the bench. I would rather go with Fields than I would Stafford in the sense of, like, if you get Stafford and you lose in the first round like they've been doing, people are like, okay, that's what the Steelers have been doing for all these years. They mailed it in. I would rather bank on the potential of Fields versus Stafford being an old ass man and y'all bringing him in. And if it don't work, it's a bust. And if it do work, maybe he gets you to the second round of the playoffs versus the first. No, like bring the people in to build Fields up to the quarterback that you want him to be, and then go from there. I don't want Matthew Stafford. He's an old ass man, bro. And he wants $50 million a year. I'm not paying him $50 million a year. He can go play for the Titans or some shit like that.
Okay, and Lou, so how much they paying Justin Fields and Russell Wilson less than $10 million a year?
No, Russell gone. We're not paying Russell Wilson.
I'm just saying, like, how much is paying them so little do for y'all? Like, we understand that this is a quarterback league. Like, you're gonna have to spend bread. Regardless of regardless if you have a good to great quarterback, you're gonna have to spend bread. And Pittsburgh does not have a good to great quarterback. They just got quarterbacks.
So spend the bread to develop a quarterback. As a quarterback takes you to a championship. That don't make sense. That's doing the same thing that they've been doing. They did that last year with Russell Wilson. That doesn't make sense.
Lou, but like I told you, because Mike Tomlin is as good of a coach as he is, you're never picking in the top 5. You just never gonna do that.
And also,
you got to trade for him.
Lou, if that was a possibility, it'd have been done by now. The one thing that we talk about when we talk about Mike Tomlin,
what was the possibility?
If Pittsburgh developing a quarterback to be that number one, like we talking about, if it could have been done, it'd have been done by now. The one thing we say about Mike Tomlin,
not true. Wait, real quick, that's not true because Mason Rudolph is not as good as Justin Fields. They haven't had a good quarterback since Ben Ross. Who could they have developed?
Kenny Pickett. They were supposed to develop Kenny Pickett.
They had options. What I'm saying though is the one thing we talk about Mike Tomlin is he's never had a quarterback other than Ben Roethlisberger to lead that team. If you put a good quarterback and surround it with the players that they have, especially that defense, then that's what a great coach like him should need to push him over the top. That's what they're missing. Somebody get the ball to George Pickens. And I'll definitely take a flyer on Matthew Stafford.
You have the person that you need. You proved that you can win games with him last year. Put the things around him that he needs to develop and go from there. I don't need to pay Matthew Stafford $50 million to hope this thing works.
What else you doing with that money?
You develop Justin Fields. You put weapons around him. You make that defense better. You hire the people that can make him better as far as coordinators, quarterback coaches, or whatever you need, and then you move from there. Matthew Stafford is not the answer for the Steelers. He for somebody like the Titans. Like the Titans should take Matthew Stafford and take Hunter number one pick, and now they're relevant again.
The time is now. The time is now for the Steelers. You can't wait and develop somebody. By the time you develop and your TJ Watts, the guys you got on defense, Minka Fitzpatrick gonna be gone.
You told me Fields is good. It shouldn't take nothing but an off season for him to get right.
No, he already had off season. And my thing, they
benched him on the third game,
but he had the full off season. You said
he played more than 3 games, didn't he?
He played like 4 games.
No,
like six. He like 6.
Yeah, he was 4-2.
No, that's not true. He went 3-0 and got benched.
No, because they lost to the Cowboys.
They went 3-0.
Yeah, he was 4-2. He was 4-2.
My thing is this. Nigga, we watch the games. You gotta look up shit. My thing is this. I'm with, but do you know that TJ Watt? I don't think he has a playoff win in like the last 5 years, if ever, as a Steeler. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So he's getting long in the tooth. His injuries are already kind of starting to pile up, as quiet as it's kept. Minka Fitzpatrick, you already know how I feel about safeties. Guess how you think I feel about old safeties? You know what I'm saying? So this defense, this juggernaut defense, and Cameron Hayward is about them. They're pushing he about to get an AARP card soon next year. This defense is about to crumble in the next 2-3 years. Like, that's as long as Matthew Stafford's window of opportunity is. Now, granted, I get what you're saying about that bill, but shit, bro, at this point in time, bro, you gotta either you gonna buy a house or you gonna keep renting.
Push the chips in.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it depends on what you really want to do. And the family don't want to rent no more. And the family is the fans. These Steeler fans, they want to see deep playoff runs. They're used to that. They haven't been doing that in the last 5 years. We've seen the Bengals go to the Super Bowl. We've seen the Eagles win the Super Bowl twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen a lot of shit happen since the last Steelers playoff win, which is nuts.
We saw the Eagles with a below average quarterback, just like Justin Fields is. So if I can put the right people around Justin Fields, just like I can put around Jalen Hurts, bro. Jalen Hurts is the same thing as Justin Fields, bro.
No.
He just got a better team around him.
No, but the situation is different. The situation is different because think about how long it took them to build that O-line to what it was. You don't build that O-line in one offseason or even 2 off seasons. That took multiple years. And then they took the flyer on a guy with the intangibles that Jalen Hurts had, inserted him, and now they've been to 2 Super Bowls and won one. You know what I'm saying? So it takes time. And I agree with Nick. That defense don't have that time to be invested because that defense is win now. So I don't disagree that I think long-term for the Steelers, it is the smart decision to invest in a quarterback that you can develop for the future. But the way that they're constructed, you gotta push the chips in right now. Right. And that analogy that Nick was talking about
doesn't make sense because you told me 2 years ago Fields was good. You told me that. You said that.
But he's a project though. Stafford
he was a project 2 years ago.
Exactly, and he had
years ago.
Some people take longer to develop.
Well, it's not even that, Shelton. He hasn't
y'all
had.
Sound crazy. Y'all sound crazy
because
y'all were 2 people that were co-signing. Y'all co-signed for Fields. Y'all said he was good. Yeah, y'all tell it.
No. What we told you was that he has potential. And to realize potential, you have to play. Last season would have been the perfect opportunity to let him play the whole season. I was the one on this telecast talking about, bro, why are you bringing Russell Wilson in? Let Justin Fields go. Open up the offense. You're already winning with him. Let's see what you have so that way this year you can make your decision whether we are buying or renting right now because they decided to continue to rent. You still got to rent now. You can't buy. The time is not right.
And Lou, I'm shocked because literally months ago you was making fun of this.
Not even that long ago.
And now you talking about he the answer.
I'm
over
not
Matthew Stafford at that. You should be slapped.
not making fun of him
saying that.
No, stop it. I'm not making fun of him. I'm just saying it's a better option than bringing Stafford in and paying him $50 million. Everybody on this panel, if what y'all are telling me about Justin Fields is true, there is no reason why he shouldn't be the starting quarterback for the Steelers next year. I'm not even looking at Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford won a Super Bowl. What has Justin Fields done? Yeah. Justin Fields is a bag of potential. We know that Stafford can get the job done.
$50 million for a 38-year-old white quarterback.
Stop looking at the money though, Lou. Look at it for what he brings to the table.
That's what you have to look at.
No, because y'all are talking about he can throw the ball. He can't.
Y'all are talking about building out an offensive line and doing all these different things. I can do that with the money that I save, not paying Matthew Stafford. If y'all are telling me that Justin Fields is good, then let's put him back there at quarterback and let's build out the rest of the team like we need to build it out, and we can be more sustainable in the future. I don't understand why I would bring Matthew Stafford because that makes no sense.
Because Lou, like someone said, bro, if they could have done it, they would have been done it by now.
Yeah,
this is the reason when desperate times call for desperate measures. That's what I'm trying to say.
Hey,
they had 5 years to They had 5 years to rebuild.
That's all I'm going off of.
We have to really start talking about the NFL in realistic terms because it's probably the most realistic sport out there, where it is what it is. That's mostly the answer that you're gonna get because rebuilding an offensive line or building an offensive line in general is hard. There's only about 5 good teams that have an above average offensive line. That's it. The rest of the motherfuckers is either below average or shitty. Trust me, I'm rooting for one of them. You know what I'm saying? So like building an offensive line is not easy. Pittsburgh had 5 years to do that. They had 5 years to build a quarterback, get an offensive line, and kick Najee Harris to the curb. Sheldon, they done none of that. They ain't done none of that, bro. So at this point in time, that's why I'm asking Lou, who else are you spending $50 million on that roster for? Nobody.
I'm not spending $50 million.
You might as well get you a quarterback.
I'm building the offensive line with that $50 million, like you're saying.
No,
there's no way that I'm
paying
Stafford for that.
Listen, y'all gotta forgive Lou. He talking from a perspective of paying $60 million for a quarterback.
That's all he thinks about.
Hey, kick him out, man. Kick him out. What is this nigga talking about, bro?
Hey, kid, this is like what a rich nigga gets. This is like when a rich nigga gets scammed by a young girl. He don't mess with no young girls though. Anytime a girl asks him for the bill, he shake.
Doc came in and said that, but they paid Derek Carr, so now I still feel better about that. Now, nigga, pop back in here and say something now. Y'all pay Derek Carr, nigga. All I'm saying is there's no reason that the Steelers would pay that much money for a quarterback. Leave that shit to somebody like the Titans or the Colts. I do like that option with the Titans. So that is a randomly. If I'm the Titans, that's what I'm doing. I'm taking Stafford, I'm drafting Hunter, and now we relevant.
But you have to give up that first overall pick for they're gonna ask for that.
No. I'm just gonna pay him. He's a free agent.
The Rams are gonna ask for that.
I'm not giving up shit to get Stafford. He's a free agent. Basically, he can go wherever he wants to. They can sign him, pay him $50 million. They can draft Travis Hunter, tell him they want him to play receiver, and automatically the Titans are relevant again. That they can win that division with Hunter and Stafford. The Steelers don't have that option. They've been needing a quarterback for 5-6 years, bro. Fields has done a decent to above average job at playing quarterback for them.
Hearing you say this is really wild.
Y'all telling me this. It's crazy because y'all are flipping. Hearing y'all flip on it is crazy.
Spike.
Because now y'all acting like he's terrible.
We're not flipping.
Spike, you doing gymnastics right now, calling other people flippers.
Well, anyway, Spike.
So wait, real quick.
You wanted about
what
the
are y'all
league.
doing with Justin Fields then? What y'all doing with Justin Fields?
You wanted Justin Fields out of the league. You talking about he wasn't the quarterback?
That was you. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't care. Like he can still be on the sidelines playing in the AFL.
So, but you wholeheartedly believe that Justin Fields as a starting quarterback for the Steelers is a better option than paying Matthew Stafford.
100%.
No, bro. You saw Matthew Stafford in the playoffs. Matthew Stafford came a couple plays away from beating.
I'm about to say Matthew Stafford almost beat the chance, bro.
If I'm the Steelers, why would I pay him? I'm just right back in this position a year from now.
I'm actually with Spike. Don't go get that old ass man. They keep trying to go get these old decrepit, quarterback.
He ain't decrepit.
He just do shit.
He just came off. He had a good. He went to the second round.
Probably with Sean
Man, bro,
McVay.
y'all look
OC.
exactly. With Sean McVay.
And OC, bro. That we talking about a great offensive mind. Tomlin is not an offensive coach, and they cannot hire offensive coaches. Stafford would not work in Pittsburgh. So just stick to Justin Fields and look.
They didn't have great OCs.
Nick got an ulterior motive. He's just saying this so he can shit on Tomlin when it don't work. That's the only reason he's doing it. Like, he want him to come in. He gonna fail, and then Nick gonna be like, "Man, he had Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford won a Super Bowl."
Yeah, like I keep forgetting who Nick is.
First of all, Lou, I don't need any kind of reason to shit on the Steelers. First of all, second of all, Sheldon, am I crazy to say that paying Matthew Stafford this makes more sense than paying Justin Fields? Is that crazy?
Hey, bro, y'all told me that Justin Fields was good. Y'all said that. I did that.
Yeah. So we got one more segment to go, but before we do that, we're gonna hit this quick break and be right back with FIFO's power rankings and Spike's worst performance of the week after this quick break. If you're looking for real conversations and motivations to be your best, check out Another Week in the Books with Spike, Lou, and Rich. It is your go-to podcast for growth and community as they inspire each other to be better through conversations, and you can be a part of that as well. Another Week in the Books, wherever you get your podcast. All right. Spike, worst performance of the week, brother man. What you got for us?
We tapped into this earlier, but I'm still gonna double down on it. It's Joel Embiid, man. This nigga is a scammer. He's a disappointment to the league. He's a disappointment to the NBA. We seen this shit when he came out of Kansas and he missed that whole first year. And people thought, it was going to get better, but it never did. And now look at the situation that we in. He's played almost the same amount of games that he's missed over the stretch of his NBA career. And they have to have some, look up the surgeries that they talking about having with this dude. It's insane. He scammed the Sixers. It's worst of the week, worst by far. The process is over. The Sixers are done. I had this before we talked about it, and that's it. No disagreements there. Left this panel speechless.
I wouldn't call him a scammer, but those are your
words. He's a scammer, bro. He's a scammer. That nigga a scammer, bro. He's a
they knew what they was buying, bro. Philly knew what they was buying. Hey, and they decided to pay him.
Lou, I know you like Jay-Z. What'd he say? Famous line, would you rather be underpaid or overrated? That's the story of Joel Embiid.
Oh, yeah, I was on mute. Thank you. All right, let's move on to FIFO's power rankings.
Let's go.
Uh-oh.
Ain't no graphics.
Let's go.
Ain't no graphics.
Hey, man, I said these in on time.
We'll see. Don't make Doc hop on here, bro.
Hey, he can hop on. So we don't have graphics?
Paul.
Okay, there we go.
Hey, he's super Paul.
I'm gonna say, come on, bro. We starting off the new show crazy.
All right, now I had 10. I had 10, so
you doing 10 or 5?
10.
10 is crazy.
10 is insane, bro.
But go ahead. That's the first one now.
Crazy.
Setting the tone.
Well, right now it's at 5.
Okay, well, shit.
You said fuck your 10.
The last 5 don't matter.
Bet. It's a technicality. All right, bet. So I did the top 10 current NBA players. So that's the reason why I had to ask Nick if Jalen Brunson was top 10, because he's absolutely wrong. At number 10, and I won't go in to the bottom 5, but at number 10, I got Anthony Davis. At number 9, I got Victor Wembanyama. At number 8, I got Kevin Durant. At number 7, I got Jason Tatum. At number 6, I got Luka Doncic. All right, so at number 5, Steph Curry. Steph Curry is still that guy, still the engine that could out here balling, still has the Golden State Warriors in the hunt. You know what I'm saying? Been undersized. his whole life ever since Davidson, but he just overcomes, and he is still that guy right now. At number 4, or I'm sorry, number 4, I got LeBron James. Two old dudes back to back, but LeBron, 40 years old, still doing amazing things. 24 game, basically 25 if we're rounding up. 7.7 rebounds, basically 8 and 9 assists a game at the age of 40. It just dropped 40 in the Garden, bro. Who else has done what LeBron is doing now? Don't listen to Shelton, listen to your boy. All right, at number 3, we got one of the young guns in the league, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, MVP contender again, just like he was last year. Has OKC, top of the West. It's not much to say, man. Shai Gilgeous is one of those dudes. At number 2, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm one of the few people that probably say his name phonetically correct. But what can I say, man? Giannis leads the NBA in win shares. You know what I'm saying? He also has he has the highest PER as well. So Giannis is definitely a monster. But at number 1, it's not always all about what the numbers say. It's about what the eyeballs tell you. And what my eyeballs tell me is that Joker is the best player in the NBA. This guy's averaging 29.2 points, 12.6 rebounds, 10.4 assists per game from the center position, while shooting 57.5% from the field. This guy, and he has the second highest win share rate behind Giannis. The reason why I picked Joker over Giannis is the way he commands the offense. He's more of a natural basketball player, and outside of athletic ability, there's no deficiencies in his game. Joker is the best player in the league right now.
Who did you have at your number 10 spot?
Anthony Davis.
He's not better than Jalen Brunson.
Shit, yes, he is. Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is. Chat, what do y'all think?
If people had the choice between choosing Anthony Davis or Jalen Brunson right now, they choosing Brun.
They take Anthony Davis all day. They take AD all day.
I can say Giannis' last name, but he should be.
Well, FIFO can say it because he dogged him so bad a few years ago. That's why he know it.
Antetokounmpo.
Oh yeah. Ken, you need some work.
Nah, I only said it was the pressure. But wow, man. So Shai's third over Giannis?
He's not over Giannis.
That's what I'm asking. I think he should be.
Nah. I still think Giannis affects the game in more ways than Shai does, especially on the defensive end. Could guard more positions than Shai. But Shai's still on the up and up. You know what I'm saying? Like, Giannis is at the apex of his prime. Shai is just barely scratching it.
I think, yeah, I'm gonna agree with you, FIFA. I think we disrespect the fuck out of Giannis, bro. And it's crazy how we don't look at Giannis. Honestly, bro, I still don't feel comfortable having Joker over Giannis, but it's fine. I'm not gonna really be upset about it. But he should be no lower than 2, bro. Like, this nigga is still one of the best, and probably will go down as one of the greatest players ever. Like,
Nick, when I was looking at the numbers, by the numbers alone, Giannis should be number 1. And that's why I said it wasn't just the numbers. It was my eyeballs, what they tell me. But by the numbers, by far, Giannis is the best player in the league. By the numbers.
I could argue Shai should be number 5 on your list, and you move everybody else up. I think again, this is just me. I think the love affair over Shai is like, okay, that's fine. He's doing really well, but why the fuck are we thinking he's number 3 in the NBA? What has he done?
Well,
this year he got his team in first place.
So
he had him last place. He had him there last year too, didn't he, Sheldon?
Yeah, but this is just.
Well, I just asked you one question. I'm just saying he had him last.
Current, though.
We seen what he did last year too. What happened? He lost to Dallas. He lost to a team no one thought was even coming off the fucking West.
No,
he lost to a fat white boy.
But we knew this about OKC, and I said it. Y'all could run the tape. OKC wasn't ready yet. They was gonna take an ass whooping. They was too young, so they wasn't ready to take that jump last year. As good as they were, right? I kept saying it. They wasn't gonna make it out.
How far you think he's going this year with OKC?
I think they could make it out.
I'm saying how far do you? I'm saying like betting money wise, how much would you bet? Like what round? What round?
Conference.
So you'll bet money.
I'll put money on it. Them making the conference.
What about you, Sheldon? You doing the same thing? You betting money to make it to the conference?
Yeah, they will.
Can you too?
No, I'm not.
You don't believe in shit, right?
Well, right now we're gonna jump into our super chats as we get ready to close out the show. But the highly anticipated game between the Lakers and the Mavericks. I know Nico Harrison looked like a damn fool. Kyrie has 14 points. The score is 43-36. Lakers right now. Kyrie with 14, and the white boys on the Lakers are going off. Luka has 9, 7, and 4, and Austin Reeves he's up to 10 and 2, and LeBron is checking in with 7 points and 5 rebounds.
John Morant just won this game, Ken. I want you to know that.
Good.
Hey,
Good.
He hit tied the game with 1 second left, and they won it in overtime.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey, when he's on the court, that's what he can do.
I'm just saying he heard you.
Good. He now let's see him stay on the court for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, I put that poll up. It should be up, I believe, between Jalen Brunson and Tatum. So let me know if you guys don't see it. Super chats. And then if when that ends, we'll read the results. I don't think I'll be able to see it on my end, but I'll ask one of y'all to read it if y'all see it. Rayshawn Davis, it's over for Embiid. Knicks are trash. Man, he came through with the
double whammy.
Yeah, god dang.
I don't care about the Embiid shit. The Knicks is definitely ain't trash. that's just hating.
Tweets open doors. How foolish do the Embiid Joker comparisons look now? Mm-hmm. Does he even have a better career than Cat at this point? Also, PG is the thief of the century.
He has a better career than Cat. We just gotta see how this Knicks run with Cat goes. Because if Cat get a little ring on his head, you know what I'm saying?
Embiid got a better career than Cat.
He does not. He does not have a better career than Cat.
Embiid doesn't have a better career than Cat?
No.
I mean, Embiid does have a better career than Cat. I'm sorry.
That's what I was saying.
Based on
he got an MVP.
Yeah.
Fuck that MVP.
It was honorary MVP. Cat ain't never came close.
This nigga missed 400 games, bro.
Okay. So
he's missed 400 games.
And that's what gives Embiid the upper hand. He missed all them games and still got an MVP. What has Cat done?
Nothing. He lost his team to Anthony Davis.
Crazy. Jordan Sparks pretty nice.
That's what I'm trying to say, Lou. What do you judge players on of MVPs? He gonna say nobody was talking about an MVP.
Scam. Embiid a scammer, bro. And y'all giving him a pass.
No, it's just answering the question. That's it. I don't recall you ever really talking about Cat like that.
Lou, why every time you say that you look at Nick? Don't do that.
Hey man, all right, man. There's different parts of the country.
Because he racist. He
is racist.
He the reason why we don't have good relationships with Africans and African Americans.
Michael Bridges looks like he works at Apple. Let's see what else we got. We them boys. Knicks are still a top 4 team in the East. Just got to stay healthy. Anything can happen in the playoffs. Y'all hating. I think the issue is them staying healthy.
Yeah.
Even if they are healthy, Ken, they not beating Boston. Like Porzingis is gonna have
that's any team in the NBA though. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I say you have to take Boston out of the conversation. Let's talk about the rest of these niggas.
But it's up for grabs with the rest of especially when Mitchell Robinson come back. It's
exactly right. Yo, listen, I'm trying to tell you.
I think
we're going to the finals, bro. They're gonna win it all. Mitchell Robinson
he's come out there like Willis Reed.
I think the Cavs or the Bucks can beat the Knicks.
You hyping the Bucks like crazy with Doc Rivers on the side. You be forgetting about these coaches that like they don't play a big part. Hey, you talk about cancer. He the biggest cancer that I ever see.
I don't disagree, but I still think that they could beat the Knicks.
We them boys, since it's so bad, they have 2 of the worst contracts.
They do.
And last two, Stephen A. Spliff at this point is inside the NBA a net positive or negative for the league and its perception on the game and players.
You can't blame a TV show for the product.
Yes,
but it's interesting. It's interesting the conversations is being had around that though. They do talk really negatively about the NBA. They wouldn't let ESPN or another entity do that. It's just because they're so popular that they are able to talk that negative about the NBA. You've heard people from ESPN say NFL has called them when they doing too much and they not talking good about their league. So it's really interesting in the sense of how bad they let them talk about it. And I do think it controls the narrative too.
I don't.
It's entertaining,
I think the games control the narrative. If LeBron don't sit out the All-Star games because he don't give a fuck, if the dunk contest don't let white boys keep winning it, you know what I'm saying? Like if you actually cared about the regular season based off of load management, all this other goofy shit, it's like, yes, they would have better things. Because when the league was popping during the Heatles and the Golden State run, like they wasn't talking shit about it then. They're talking about it now because it got shittier.
That's a good point, but I do think that their narrative that they push does influence people to continue to pile on to it that it's not good. And you don't have that with any other league or any other people that do sports.
Because the NFL don't really
only Charles Barkley and Shaq are able to do that. Like nobody else can do that. They would shut that shit down anywhere else. But because they're entertaining and because people relate to it, they're like, oh, okay, we'll let that shit ride.
But I think that for a lot of what they say, they are speaking facts. Now, I don't always agree with everything. I agree. They say. But I think that they are some of the best honesty brokers in sports. You know, like
that's why the show's so good.
Yeah. And I think that the NBA is a struggling product. And I think, and I've talked about it just briefly because obviously we're just now getting into the meat and potatoes of the NBA season with us covering it. But a lot of the teams play the same. We're looking at teams shooting 40, 53s a game. When you only have like one or two shoot, like what is you doing? So I think the issue with the NBA is it's not even the parity, because parity is what sells the NFL. One year you could be the worst team, and then you could go to the title game. Look at the Washington Commanders. Look at everybody in the NFC South. Like one year you could be the worst team, and all of a sudden you a Super Bowl contender. Doesn't happen like that in the NBA. But the styles and matches make fights, which is why people love playoff basketball and why regular season doesn't have the same type of value. But the style, everybody can't play the same style, and that's the issue.
Inspired by the Eagles Civil War between Shelton and Q, when is it okay as a sports fan to switch to a different team? This is from Jalen Hurts.
You got to talk to Shelton. Shelton, he got to answer that.
Yeah, ask Shelton. He know.
Yeah, I mean, I can say that easy. If you switching for something other than the fact that the team is bad, if your team is just bad, like Knicks leaving the Giants alone, that's wrong because they're bad franchise.
Nick got two teams.
Yeah, he does have two teams. If you leave your team, it needs to be for something. Like I said, the reason why I switch.
Here's his excuse. This is his excuse, y'all.
It is true. I did a whole video on it. I left because of what he did to my taxpayer money. And it was all about David Tepper.
That's the goofiest reason in the
world.
Bro, like we not buying that shit.
If you cost me some money, you cost me money.
What's the last time you lived?
You don't even live in Carolina, nigga.
I still pay Carolina taxes. I got Carolina tag. I pay Carolina taxes.
My thing is this.
That's it.
You can't switch. You can't switch. If you do switch, you out of there. Like you can't switch to another.
Now you can't. Now I'll say this too. I will say this too. Now, even if you go back and look, when I switched, they wasn't doing all this. And the only reason I went there and it was easy to go was because nobody believed in what was going on in Philly.
My thing is this though. You can switch. I think you have to have at least 10 years rooting for a team. You have to have some ups and downs. Like you can't just switch just because they shitty, like Shelton did.
No. I didn't care about that.
I'm a Hornets fan. And even if you
switching, bro,
if
you stop rooting for your team, then you can't root for another team. No, like you doing too much anyway, Nick. Rooting for two teams.
First of all,
I've been having to take this hurt for 30 years. Like being a Cowboys fan.
Not true.
If
Bruh,
I stop
I'm
rooting for the Cowboys, I can't root for no. I can't
I've been
be a Titans fan. I can't
been
be a Commanders fan, bro. Like you got to take that. If you stop rooting for them, then it's over for you. You don't get no other team, bro. It's over.
But what
I've
about
been I,
what
I'm,
about
I've
home
been
team? Like where you live? I think
Yeah.
that's a pass. Where you
Yeah.
stay, you can root for that team.
Right, and that's because the Panthers wasn't around forever.
and my thing is like I've been
You know,
I'm still,
who I was a fan of before I was a Panthers fan. Go ahead, Winnie. I ain't got to
I've been
you already know.
I've been a Bengals fan all my life. I'm still a Bengals fan, diehard. My love for the Giants comes out of the hate of Tom Brady. That's the reason why I root for the Giants, because they did the thing that they did. No,
Bengals are your team.
That's no. If the Giants and the Bengals are playing, I'm rooting for the Bengals. I've always said that. You know what I'm saying?
So the Bengals are your
but
team.
but obviously when the Bengals, for how long and shitty they've been, I had to keep watching football. I had to root for somebody, and it was in 07 when everybody was picking New England. I was like, nah, I like this white boy from Mississippi. You know what I'm saying, kid?
You are a fan.
From
You're a Bengals fan. You're a Bengals fan, but you're interested in the Giants. That's it.
You're a Giants supporter.
Yeah, I'm a Giants supporter. I'm an ally.
You're interested in what they do.
No, he
like,
says he's a fan.
You're a Bengals fan. Now he's not a Giants fan. He's a Bengals fan.
I'm an Eli Manning
fan means fanatic.
fan. Yeah,
I'm a
Eli
Cowboys fan. I can't root for another team, bro. Like just because I'm from Tennessee don't mean I can root for the Titans. That's not. I've been a Cowboys fan since '93. I can't root for another team, and if I stop rooting for them, I can't realign and be like, oh, I'm going to root for the Falcons now because I live in Atlanta. That's not what a fan is, bro.
But
a
it gives
fan
you a pass,
is fanatic. No, that's not true.
I think area.
You got one team, bro. You got one team. That's it. That's it.
That's you acting like this is marriage, bro. Like
Yep.
you can only get one.
Yeah, who's your last team that you rooted for in the NFL?
Kansas City.
Yep.
It was Kansas City.
We just talked about this on
FIFA,
Is Still On.
Who was yours, FIFA?
You got to ask him what year.
No. But look, mine is fairly simple, which is why I'm trying to make the caveat. I always root for the places that I live, but I'm always in all sports. I'm a fan of players more than teams. So I am a fan of the Chicago Bulls, the Bears, the Cubs over the White Sox. I like the Cubs over the White Sox. They have two baseball teams. The Dolphins, because I grew up in Miami. The Heat, you know what I'm saying? But I'm more like I just love players. You know what I'm saying? So I just root for guys that I like.
That makes sense. For the people in the chat saying I moved to the city and now I'm a fan, that's cap. You can't move to a city and be like, now I'm like, that's cap, bro.
Yeah, no, because I've been here. I ain't never been a Falcons fan.
Lou, I'm gonna try to tell
I'm about to say, bro. Your team is your team.
I'm gonna tell you,
I've never been a Hawks fan.
No one is. There's like a very small percentage of diehard fans like that. Most of these motherfuckers watching it is casuals. They are like, I'm in the city. Yeah. I'm a root for the city. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
If I'm not rooting for the Cowboys, then I'm not rooting for a football team. Like,
Lou, as a football fan, like I talked about before, as a football fan, you only saw a few teams back in the day, and then when the Panthers came, I mean, I was ecstatic. I was head over heels. Even the 1-15 Panthers with Chris Winkie, I'm out there yelling like nobody's business. So it had
Chris Winkie is a crazy name.
That is crazy. No wins or losses didn't matter.
Team is my team. I don't give a fuck what y'all build in this city, bro. My team is my team, bro.
No,
that's all that matters.
I love my city. So even more so than a team. And I don't want Tepper to have success. When you brought in the outsider that try to tear it down and is trying to get them to move, I want him gone. I seen it with George Shinn. See, this happened to me before with George Shinn. George Shinn took the Hornets and moved them to New Orleans, and he did everything he could to sabotage it in Charlotte, and he got him out. We got him back with the Bobcats, but that's my point. I seen this happen before where owners pushing to get the team gone, and it's not a good look. That wasn't no fun.
Do we have a verdict on the poll? Is it over? Is it closed?
It ain't closed, but it ain't close. 63% Anthony Davis, 37% Jalen Brunson.
And those are all fools.
That was a tough poll though, because we talking about healthy players.
Yeah, we just talking healthy.
I just said right now. I don't care what you're talking about. If you want to add health or whatever, I just said right now. Would you rather have Anthony? Sheldon, you see what the Dallas Mavs look
I
like.
picked Jalen Brunson.
We gonna see how far.
I picked Jalen Brunson because I'm thinking right now I want Jalen. Well, not just because he's injured now, but because we know he's gonna get hurt 8 more times this year if he plays again. So give me Jalen Brunson. I know he's gonna be out there.
I see Brunson take that team to the conference finals. I don't know what AD about to do.
Well, right now the Lakers are up 12 over the Mavericks. Luka with 12. This is crazy. Luka has 12 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks.
Dang,
he upset. He is
so
upset.
people, you got Bron over Luka.
It's like he flipped a bird every time he run by the bench.
Man, he is so hurt, bro. He is gonna make them pay.
I would be too, bro.
Yeah.
They almost cost him $120 million, bro.
Yeah,
almost
more than that.
They did.
Yeah, they did. They didn't win no almost.
Well, I'm saying because it was only 116, right? It's close to it.
Man, Nico Harrison might not be coming back next year.
Hey,
what's his contract?
He got to be coming back because
this had to be like this had to either be like a mob deal or Nico or Nico just be like, this is my reparations for the country. We ain't gonna let this white man make all this money.
Bro, they just gave him a contract extension in June. He thinks he can't be fired. A multi-year contract.
He can't, because I'm sure he had to run that up the chain before he made this decision. So I know they know.
I think it was like they said, make a move and do it quickly because we don't want him here. That's everything that I've been listening to as far as podcasts and people who are insiders. It was, we don't want him. Make a move, the best move that you can make to get him out of here because he wasn't a fit for their culture. That's everything that I've heard.
But see, here's the thing. That once again, it was the only team they called. Somebody on this panel said
that's his man's though. Pelinka is his man's. He
fuck my man's. Give me the deal.
But Pelinka brought him up. So listen, if your boss tell you, I need you to make this move or you're going to be fired, I want this to happen, he's going to call his mentor and be like, well, what can we do? Not if I got something that everybody wants. So I got a product that I know everybody wants, bro.
I'm not calling my friend.
I ain't got time to shop around with you niggas and y'all.
Ain't no shopping. Ain't no shopping. If you release
people are going to try to negotiate, bro. People are going to try to negotiate if I call you and offer you one of the best players on the planet. They like, well, what's going on? Like they want to think outside of what I'm trying to do. I can call somebody that I know that I came up under. We can make this deal. We can get this shit done, and I can do what my boss asked me to do. That was the reason that this happened.
Well,
somebody on this panel said it was a good trade, though. I ain't gonna say who.
I don't know about that.
Y'all say Anthony Davis top 10.
Somebody on here said that was a good trade.
Good trade. Both sides.
Well, if that's what he was told to do, then he just following orders.
That's exactly
everything. He the face, and he the one that's out here looking crazy and got fans out there literally protesting,
right,
and getting kicked out of the game.
I'm not saying I would have made that trade, but because it was made and evaluating the trade on both sides, it's good short term for Dallas, it's good long term for the Lakers.
Not if he ain't on the court.
And then he got hurt. That that's what made it.
We knew. Hey, that was that Aaron Rodgers meme running out with the flag. He got half. Did he get a half? Yeah, he balled out that one half.
Yeah, he put up numbers. Yeah, he was balling, but anyway. All right, man. Well, that's gonna do it for us, man. We'll catch you guys next week. We are out. Peace.
Peace.